Hi, Michelle Howell with the Proof Positive Group. This is an overview on styles, the importance of styles, and what they tie to. So styles, in my opinion, are the most important component of any template function. The reason being is because styles are not only tied directly to your color theme and your font theme, they are tied to your line spacing, they are tied to your headers, your footers, your captions, your cross-referencing, your footnotes, your endnotes. They are the most important piece, and they are what allow your document to maintain consistency over very long documents, over many documents, and provide the greatest value and time savings of any feature within a Microsoft template. So things that are important when working with templates is to think with the end in mind. So always decide before you begin what your end goal is, what styles that you will need, what you want to be your default style, meaning your normal style. Decide on your color palette in advance of even deciding on your styles. The fonts are important, but they can be done after the styles are identified. But it is important with your styles to identify if you're dealing with normal. Normal, for example, if you were to modify, you would see that it needs to be associated with a body type. Now, headings, on the other hand, if you were to go into headings, they are typically associated with heading styles. Now, you can mix and match those, it doesn't matter, but one thing to keep in mind is that anything associated with a heading will always have the heading font, and anything associated with body will always have the body font. So when I say that, an example is we will just go to some predefined custom font themes, and the heading is always displayed on top. The body text is always displayed on the bottom. We are currently using the Arial Black Arial option. Next we will go down to the Century Gothic Palantino option. And then when you look at that, you'll see that the font styles have changed. Now if we come down here, you'll see it is changed again. And then if we come over here, oh, it's changed once again. And you'll also see that there are very sometimes subtle, sometimes pretty significant differences in fonts, the weight of the font, the spacing of the font, how much space is required for fonts above and below. So that's pretty important if you're going to be having a lengthy document and page limiting is a requirement, and you may not want to choose a font that requires a lot of space. You may want to choose one that requires less space. So those are things to keep in mind when you are deciding on what color sets that you would like to use. Another way that that styles are tied are to your color themes. Now, for example, here we are currently using the Proof Positive Group color palette. So we can just come through and randomly select other color palettes. Let's, for example, we will choose the Metro color palette. Now before I click on the Metro color palette, look to the right on the Styles pane and you'll see that everything is primarily different shades of blue with some green in there based on the color palette. When I click on Metro, Metro is primarily a green-based color theme, so you'll see that the headings changed to the green. That is because it is tied to accent 1, and accent 1 will change color with the different color palettes. Same goes true for if we were to just choose another one. So we'll come here and choose something very different again, and you'll see that again it automatically changes. It changes your tables, it changes everything, which is quite important because that is the whole purpose, particularly if you are pulling information in from other sources. Say, for example, you have to co-author a document and someone else is working in just a blank Microsoft document. So they just pull up File New, pull up a new document, use all the default Microsoft information. So example, we would just choose a blank. So here, this is just the blank color palette, and these are the colors, and then they just start typing as they normally would, and they just apply a heading 1 and a heading 2, etc. And then they just copy you, they give you that information. You just copy it over, and we'll just copy that information right here. So we'll paste it down at the bottom, and look at that. It goes from what was provided, which was a completely different font, different size, different color, different spacing. It comes over here, and it is still heading 1, but it automatically switches to your requirement. That is very powerful. It is very important, and it is a tremendous time saver in both efficiency, consistency, really extremely powerful. So I highly recommend that you do that. So in summary, the benefits of styles are that it ties to your colors, your fonts, any cross-referencing, your headers, your footers, your captions, even the caption. The caption was originally blue, it is now pink. And so this is very, very important to allow you to have a fully integrated document with minimal effort. Thank you.